We've all seen the Stranger Things finale. Half of you were relieved the kid survived, the other half, like me, wanted bodies on the floor and got a polite thank you note instead. Everyone on the internet is saying it was both perfect and mediocre. And yeah, they're absolutely right. The flight was bumpy as hell. There were way too many stops and way too many passengers we did not care about. But the pilot put the wheels down without crashing. You walked away smiling. Now that the show is over, we all get to play detectives, examine the body, work out what it was, and place it in the lineup. Every era of TV produces a few legends that reshape the medium. You have Twin Peaks, the grandfather of weird. It's like a car crash, but instead of metal and glass, the car explodes into velvet curtains and roses. It's violent, it's tragic, but it's arranged so perfectly, you don't stop to help. You stop just to get a look. You have Dark, German engineering. Every loop interlocked, every mistake punished. If you blinked, you were lost. If you stayed with it, it rewarded you mercilessly. You also have Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now don't give me that look because it's animated. In 20 minutes, it gave you more heart and stronger characters than most serious dramas manage in over an hour. Those were the greats. They knew what they were doing, did it exceptionally well, and didn't overstay their welcome. Then you have the cautionary tales. Westworld, for example, started as the smartest guy in the room. Then it got so obsessed with outsmarting itself, it tripped over its own leg. Or take The Flash. It just kept running and running and running. By season 9, nobody knew why it was still running. It diluted its own legacy every time it aired. So where does Hawkins fit exactly? Is it a legend or is it a cautionary tale? Let's be honest. Stranger Things was never high art. It was a remix tape. Did Stranger Things have good storytelling? Sometimes. When it worked hard. Season 1, for example, was tight and unforgiving. But later, it got bloated. Too many characters with bad haircuts standing around waiting for something to do. The plot armor got heavy. You always knew the main group would survive, and eventually that took the edge off. But did Stranger Things engage? Oh yes, it gripped people. It made grown men weep over Eddie Munson playing Metallica, and it made an entire generation care about Kate Bush 40 years too late. That's cultural impact. You can't buy that. You can't synthesize that in a Netflix boardroom. For about 10 years, Stranger Things wasn't just a show. It was the Halloween costume you wore. It was the synth music you loved. But does that make Stranger Things a great show? I don't think so. After trying to pin it down for a while, I realized where it belongs. It belongs right next to Supernatural. Now hear me out. Supernatural ran for 15 years. It had moments of sheer brilliance, meta-narratives that blew your mind, and emotional beats between Sam and Dean that felt as real as your own family drama. But it also had seasons that were absolute garbage. Characters often fell flat, existing only to move the plot. The lore became so messy, they had to ignore half of it just to get through a season. But the fans loved it. They loved the feeling of it. They loved the ride in the Impala, even when the engine was knocking and the tires were gone. They forgave the flaws because they loved the company. That is what Stranger Things is. Pop culture held together with nostalgia and some genuinely great casting. It's messy. It's often stupid. It definitely overstayed its welcome by about 2 episodes per season. But when it hit, when the music played and those kids were fighting for their lives against the mind flare, it made you feel something. It's not the greatest show ever made. It's not even in my top 20. But it may be the one we needed. A big, loud, flawed mess we chose to enjoy anyway. In the end, maybe perfection is overrated. We got a safe landing, and in this TV landscape that's rare enough to celebrate. Because sometimes you don't want a symphony. You just want to hear your favorite song one last time. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing. I publish video essays on creativity, culture and psychology every week. I actually write far more than is healthy over on my Substack, so I've dropped the link in the description if you want to check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.